What's up, guys? Mikey in the building. Hope you guys had a great day today. Um, to me, it was a phenomenal day. It was a great day to come back from a week-long vacation. I spent it in Mexico and at the theme parks for Disney or at Disney. I traded AISP today and Kit. I'll go over ASIP today. Daily wise, I thought this one was great. We did end up finishing about 96 million volume and I actually had a decent close. Probably watch this particularly for continuation tomorrow. But daily wise to me, this did have a small gap. And then the fact that the pre-market structure and open was still relatively low on the daily. To me, when I look at these long plays that are not gapped up so much, and if there is no breakdown or heavy selling pressure to the downside, then to me, I look for continuation or look at these like they have more potential in them, right? Some more range to fill. Okay, it's not like this stock was pre-market structure, set it up, and then we're opening up here, and then we're pulling back, and maybe this has more potential to fill downwards than upwards, right? So it's very important to me when I see stuff like that, right? Pre-market structure I thought was very decent. This did have some interest right here, and then some sideways consolidation, and then we opened up with consistent volume, right? That's very, very important to me. I did try some of these 390s right out of the gate, particularly because of a couple things. This thing pulled back down into an area out of the gates of a previous consolidation area, and this stock was also SSR. So right after these sellers come and really try to shove this price action down, sellers get exhausted down here in this particular area, and bidders step up right through here. Okay, so 390s to me was decent once I saw some seller exhaustion, and then buyers actually did step up. You can see them aggressively stepping up over here. So I did get a decent little scalp out of this because they did continue and cleared out some pre-market highs and previous open bell highs right here. All right, this pullback too, again, this is very similar. So the way they auctioned this price was pretty cool, and the fact that this was SSR actually really helped. Okay, there's a couple of areas where sellers would try to shove this down. There was actually a controlled walk down on this one multiple times, and buyers stepped up right here. All right, and even when this thing pulled back, the sellers got exhausted, and then buyers actually stepped up, and this made new highs. All right, so that was the first good leg out of that one. More importantly, the second leg that I got out of this was from watching this breakdown right here. All right, so once I saw this breakdown zone happen, I ran it across. This is where I find my success in drawing zones, is where it tries to have either some flushes or some dumps, and then to see I draw one out right away and run it straight across, right? And then I leave it there. Because why do I do that? Because when I start to see areas like this reclaim and you see some buyers step up or some increasing volume, that's when I get interested. All right. I did soak 420s. I actually had a 424 average on this one for this second push, and actually got $1 per share, which was phenomenal. The best thing about having a great average is that you can avoid any of this kind of stuff. Okay, book wise, again, this thing was great. Book wise, about 1030. So this is that breakdown zone that I drew prior, right, and ran that straight across. All right, I did not get these ads on here, unfortunately, which is okay. I was concentrated on Kit, and I'll show Kit in a second. Kit bounced from previous high day, and then had a really nice bounce, but that lower high structure failed, and I'll bring that up in a second. But for retail shorts, to me, I can definitely see a lot of people taking a short in this area right here. So once we really reclaimed that previous breakdown zone, which is like from right here running that straight across, this was that previous consolidation before it went over a previous breakdown area. So that was important. A couple other things that are important, right, are to see where buyers are interested that sellers potentially try to shove price action down. That is phenomenal. Okay. Um, and it kind of helps to stay away from all the chopness or choppiness. Okay, all right. So right here, buyers are definitely interested in the previous area, and then again over here, right? And this was great because buyers are stepping up. They are interested in this. This is not breaking down. All right. We also had some level 2 single bidders helping this one on the ARCA and OCTBB exchanges, which is great. Thank you on this one. All right. So this was that consolidation area of this not breaking down, and this is where they actually did a nice book flip to me right here. Right. They had an offer, and then I threw up a bid, and this started to actually take off. All right, if shorts are in this, to me, this is why I saw a crazy squeeze, even though there's a lot of liquidity right here on their offer side. If you can see right here, if there were any shorts piled in over here, which is actually great because this tried to break out and then offer came in. So if you're shorting this, that's great. I can see why there was such a crazy squeeze that happened right here, which was phenomenal. And then this pullback to a previous area of interest was great because this did not break down right here. Okay, let me pull in because there was an offer try to control this walk down right here, and they pulled that and threw in a bid to catch this. All right, and this was great. This was really, really great, and it was really nice to see buyers stepping up in areas where sellers tried to previously push it down. All right, that was really, really key. Got a dollar per share out of this trade right here. The best thing about like holding a core and wanting to see the move actually happen is that, again, you can avoid giving up everything when you see these pullbacks right here. Okay, I think it's key, right? As a long, I like to see pullbacks happen. Now, with that being said, sometimes it doesn't work out. and that's okay, right? It's a different style of trading, which I love. I love to see things play out. Okay, daily wise on this one too, I thought potentially if you see this little consolidation right here, I thought, I mean, at least $5 right here was a big level, and I thought if we could just clear $5, we could potentially see 560s, which we almost did. We had a high of 536, which is fine. Unfortunately, that book kind of changed characters once we broke out right here. Right, there wasn't really a lot of bid support, and you can see a lot of the same type of control, and there wasn't really a lot of appetite. They did try a little quick lower high right here, right? But this is that same pattern we saw. This same pattern, this is important, right? To me, at least, is that you see this same type of pattern actually happened over here, right? Where you have that offer control. We squeeze through that and then throw another one, and this is setting up lower highs. Actually, a little double top right there, and then actually this one failed, right? This one failed. This actually has a lower high structure with it, and we are gapped up a lot more than just 30% at up here. Okay, that's key. This was a great trade. I definitely got a couple nice trades out of this one, and then Kit. All right, pull up Kit. Kit, yeah. This actually would have been a nice, this would have been a good short. To be honest on that one. Okay, here goes Kit. Book-wise, guys, this was the high from yesterday's high. Monday was about 27.4. All right, this one did a nice bounce, but unfortunately, this structure, you got to be really mindful with this type of paint, right? They shove it up, right? It gets extended. All right, so pre-market, if you're looking at this on the daily wise, this actually fills a lot of the gap, right? If you see where my crosshair is right here, you can see it per daily. This fills a lot of the gap. 45 cents was a February big volume VWAP day, so it did fill a lot of it pre-market, and it happened really fast, happened really quick. It did do a nice controlled big deep pullback, and it's crazy because sometimes I'm like, this will probably pull back all the way down here. So I tried this right here, had to immediately stop out. And then I took a second attempt down here once I saw this hold up, right? And then the book really made a big difference to me on this one, in particular because of where and how this was setting up, right? If you see all this liquidity being pulled back, now these levels are super important for buyers to step up, either on the book, time and sales, or in level 2, right? And that does happen right here, all right? So you do see some interest right here, right? Previous area, this actually 1 minute flagged and took off. They had a little spoof bidder right here, which is fine. And then this actually swiped all this liquidity, right? There's a lot of emptiness on this book. All right. Once I soaked this actually holding up down here against yesterday's high, I kind of let this thing just work out, okay? I thought I would get more out of it, but, getting a 10-cent bounce on this one was actually pretty nice, except for that it just failed. Right, it failed particularly up here. All right, this tried same structure again. Right, the book is phenomenal. It's the same type of structure where that you saw on AISP earlier, where buyers try to get through this. There's no more appetite, and as soon as it starts to pull back, they restack offers. All right, as you can see, it's really not that. When this starts to actually break out, this is where I start taking profits and reduce my size. But as it starts to pull back, now the book starts to get heavy again. They're throwing more liquidity on the offer side. All right, and then this is a nice little sandwich right here. This 36 bid was important, right? But not only that one, but this one got sold into up here, and they did a little book flip right here. All right, and they sold into this 36 bidder right here, and this is where that book flip happened. Okay, so that's key. It's like I remember this because I saw the whole thing earlier. It's funny. I really look for just a few things now. I keep the trading simple, right? I guess over all the years that I've seen the potential that these stocks can do based off how they're structurally set up pre-market or after hours, and then where they are on the daily, and then how much volume is coming through, right? I either see them fill that gap or they don't. It's great. It's a great perspective to look at these things, right? And again, some days, right, if I could just nail 2 or 3 these per week with a great return, I don't have to sit here and try to scalp any name that just pops up or gets a little bit of liquidity and then dies. It's less stressful and more rewarding by far. All right, so that was Kit. Again, the bounce that happened over here from this pulling back right here, this was important. Buyers did step up where they needed to, whether it was on the book, all right, and these previous areas right here. This was a good area to me where I wanted to see. So this is that breakdown zone right here, if you draw it out on your chart. But this was a great area right here. Buyers did step up at this breakdown zone, and also where sellers were, and it pulls back with no really control, or the selling pressure was no longer there. All right, sellers were in control, and you can clearly see the shift on that over here, right? So this is important to see. You can see the shift. Sellers are super control right now versus this run up right here. All right, this pulled back to a previous area of interest too, where someone was interested, where buyers were interested, I should say. And then there's some control right here. They pull these offers. This is what you want to see. But other than that, Kit was a decent one. I didn't really size into this one too much, right? But AISP, I certainly did. All right, this was great, back to back. Great way to come back from a vacation. Gosh, I can't speak right now. It's cool. Great way to come back from a vacation and drill back into the things that have just been working over and over and again. It doesn't matter what market we're in. It really does not matter what market we're in. To me, there's always going to be 1 or 2 that are setting up daily-wise, perspective-wise, to fill some type of gap. And then just understanding that, a lot of the times these small caps give it all back, and they do what they need to do, and they continue to dilute. Really keeps things into perspective while trading them, right? All right, guys. That's all I got. Much love. Peace out, Mikey.